The world is full of wonders, but few are as breathtaking as the vibrant colors found in nature's most dazzling birds. From the glowing blues of the Indian roller to the fiery reds of the Vermilion Flycatcher, these feathered gems are living masterpieces, scattered across forests, deserts, and coastlines. In this video, we'll take you on a journey across the globe to discover 30 of the most colorful birds in the world, each one with its own unique splash of color, personality, and story. Some are bold and daring, others shy and elusive, but all are unforgettable. Trust us, you won't want to miss a single one. Red-headed trogon. The red-headed trogon, Harpax erythrocephalus, is a quiet, almost mystical presence in the dense forests of South and Southeast Asia, from the Himalayas through Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Preferring the shaded understory of evergreen forests, this bird moves with an unhurried grace, often perching motionless for long periods, blending into the dappled light. At 12 to 14 inches, 30 to 35 centimeters in length, it is a medium-sized trogon, its form elongated by a long, softly barred tail that adds to its elegant silhouette. The male red-headed trogon is an arresting mix of warm reds, soft browns, and pale silver gray. Its name comes from the deep crimson hue covering its head, chest, and belly, a shade that seems almost unreal against the cool greens of the forest. The back and wings are a rich chestnut brown, transitioning into intricate black and white barring on the lower body and tail. A delicate ring of pale blue skin encircles its dark eyes, adding a subtle but striking touch to its expressive face. The female, though less vibrant, carries her own beauty, dressed in earthy browns and muted reds, blending effortlessly into the forest shadows. Rainbow lorikeet bird. The rainbow lorikeet, Trichoglossus molucanus, is a striking burst of color in motion. Its plumage, an artful blend of sapphire blue on the head, fiery orange and golden yellow across the chest, and lush green covering its back and wings. Its bright orange beak is constantly at work, nibbling at fruit, preening, or playfully interacting with its surroundings. When in flight, flashes of deep red and violet emerge from beneath its wings and tail, creating a vivid display that turns the sky into a moving canvas of color. Under sunlight, its feathers shimmer, making it an unmistakable presence in its natural habitat. Native to Australia, this species flourishes in rainforests, coastal woodlands, and even urban parks, often seen darting between flowering trees in loud, lively flocks. Measuring 10 to 12 inches, 25 to 30 centimeters in length, with an impressive wingspan of up to 17 inches, 43 centimeters, the rainbow lorikeet is a medium-sized parrot with a sleek muscular frame built for speed and agility. Unlike parrots that rely on seeds, lorikeets have brush-tipped tongues, specialized for feeding on nectar and pollen, making them essential pollinators. Their energetic nature means they are rarely still, always in search of their next meal or social interaction. Beyond its dazzling colors, the rainbow lorikeet is a bold and social bird, full of curiosity and playfulness. It doesn't simply perch, it bounces, hops, and actively explores its surroundings. Within flocks, lorikeets engage in lively interactions, wrestling, hanging upside down, and chasing each other in aerial acrobatics that often seem like pure fun. Rufous-backed kingfisher. The rufous-backed kingfisher, Ceyx rufidorsa, is a tiny flash of brilliance hidden within the dense forests of Southeast Asia, where it thrives in humid lowland jungles and along shaded streams. Though small in size, measuring just 5 to 6 inches, 13 to 15 centimeters in length, this bird carries an unmistakable presence, standing out against the dark green foliage with its vivid hues and sharp, darting movements. Its plumage is a stunning mix of warm and rich tones. The back and wings are cloaked in deep rufous orange, a color reminiscent of autumn leaves under golden sunlight. This warmth is sharply contrasted by a bright yellow belly that seems to glow even in the dim light of the forest. The most striking feature, however, is its large, dagger-like beak, a brilliant shade of red-orange, designed for spearing insects, crustaceans, and small fish. When perched, the bird appears delicate, almost weightless. But the moment it takes flight, it transforms into a quick, precise hunter, skimming just above the water's surface or zipping through the dense undergrowth. Despite its vibrant colors, the Rufous-backed kingfisher is elusive, preferring the solitude of shaded streams and forest thickets. It moves with quiet precision, perching low and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Unlike its larger kingfisher relatives that thrive near open waters, the species is a bird of hidden places, where patience and stillness are rewarded. Observing one in the wild feels like stumbling upon a fleeting ember in the shadows, a momentary glimpse of something both delicate and fierce, perfectly adapted to the secretive world it inhabits. American yellow goldfinch. The American yellow goldfinch, Spinus tristis, often called the American goldfinch, is a small burst of sunshine flitting through meadows, backyards, and open woodlands across North America. In the warmer months, males are unmistakable in their brilliant yellow plumage, a color so bright it seems to catch and reflect the summer sun. Their contrasting black cap and wings give them a sharp, crisp appearance, while a touch of white on the wing bars and underbelly adds a delicate balance. Females, though more muted in soft olive yellow, carry a warmth that blends seamlessly into the golden hues of late summer fields. These birds are small but lively, measuring 4.3 to 5.1 inches, 11 to 13 centimeters in length, with a wingspan of 7.5 to 8.7 inches, 19 to 22 centimeters. Their slender bodies are built for quick, bounding flight, moving in a signature roller coaster pattern as if riding invisible waves through the air. Unlike many songbirds, American goldfinches undergo a dramatic molt twice a year, shedding their bright yellow feathers in fall for a more subdued, brownish winter coat, before donning their vibrant breeding colors again in spring. More than just a visual delight, the American goldfinch is a bird of gentle, musical charm. Its song is a sweet, twittering melody, often accompanied by a rhythmic perchico-ree call as it flutters overhead. Preferring open fields, gardens, and weedy meadows, it thrives on a diet of seeds, particularly thistle, earning it the nickname wild canary. Watching a flock of goldfinches dance through the air, their yellow feathers flickering like tiny sunbursts against a blue sky, is a reminder of the simple, fleeting beauty found in nature's smallest creatures. Regent bowerbird. The Regent bowerbird, Suriculus chrysocephalus, is a striking vision in the dense rainforests of eastern Australia, where it moves like a living ember flickering through the foliage. The male, in particular, is unforgettable. His jet-black body serves as a dramatic canvas for his brilliant golden yellow head, nape, and wing patches. The contrast is so sharp that when he moves, the yellow seems to glow against the deep greens of the forest. His eyes, a piercing shade of yellow, add an intensity that makes his presence even more commanding. Females, in comparison, are more subtly beautiful, adorned in warm brown plumage with delicate scalloping, allowing them to blend seamlessly into the undergrowth. Measuring around 10 to 12 inches, 25 to 30 centimeters in length, the Regent bowerbird is medium-sized but elegantly built, with a sleek form perfect for quick, agile movements through the dense rainforest canopy. Though its striking coloration is enough to make an impression, this bird is best known for its elaborate courtship rituals. Males construct intricate bowers, arches made of twigs, decorated with bright objects to attract a mate. They carefully arrange yellow flowers, berries, and even bits of human-made items, all in an effort to impress visiting females. It's a display of creativity and precision, a rare glimpse into the intelligence and artistry found in the natural world. Beyond its appearance and elaborate displays, the Regent bowerbird is a creature of movement and sound. Its call is a mix of harsh croaks and melodic whistles, echoing through the forest as it forges for fruits and insects. It is most commonly seen darting between the trees, a flash of gold disappearing just as quickly as it appears. Observing one feels like witnessing a fleeting piece of art in motion, an experience that lingers long after the bird itself has vanished into the rainforest. Golden-breasted starling bird. The golden-breasted starling, Lamprotornis regius, often called the royal starling, is a bird that seems to have borrowed its colors from a sunlit gemstone. Found in the dry savannas and open woodlands of East Africa, this species is instantly recognizable by its brilliant metallic plumage. Its golden yellow breast and belly radiate warmth, sharply contrasting with the iridescent blue-green wings and back that shimmer like polished metal. The deep violet crown and nape add another layer of richness, completing a color palette that looks almost unreal. Against the dusty backdrop of its habitat, this bird stands out like a moving jewel, catching the light with every flicker of its wings. Though visually striking, the golden-breasted starling is graceful and streamlined, measuring 12 to 14 inches, 30 to 35 centimeters, in length, including its long, elegant tail. Unlike many of its starling relatives, which can appear stout and compact, this species carries itself with a sleek, elongated posture, making its movements feel fluid and effortless. It is a highly social bird, often seen in small family groups, hopping through trees, or skimming low over the savanna in search of insects, fruits, and nectar. Its sharp, inquisitive eyes give away its curious nature, always scanning its surroundings with an alertness that makes it seem perpetually engaged with the world. Beyond its dazzling appearance, this bird is a creature of soft musical chatter, filling the air with a mix of whistles and trills that add to the ambience of the African landscape. It is not just a bird of beauty, but one of energy and connection, always in motion, always interacting with its environment. Watching a golden-breasted starling in the wild feels like witnessing a fleeting flash of brilliance. Resplendent quetzal bird. The resplendent quetzal, Pharomacris mochino, is a bird that seems almost too ethereal for the misty cloud forests it inhabits. Found in Central America, from southern Mexico to Panama, it moves like a drifting emerald through the dense canopies of high-altitude forests. The male, in particular, is a sight that lingers in memory. Its iridescent green plumage gleams in the shifting light, flashing shades of blue and turquoise, while its deep crimson chest adds a striking contrast. The most mesmerizing feature, however, is its long, flowing tail feathers, which can extend over 2 feet, 60 centimeters, beyond its body, trailing behind like delicate silk ribbons as it glides effortlessly through the trees. Measuring around 14 to 16 inches, 35 to 40 centimeters, in body length, not including its extravagant tail, the resplendent quetzal is a medium-sized bird with an unmistakable presence. Females, though lacking the male's elaborate tail, share the same soft green plumage, blending more subtly with the lush forest surroundings. Unlike many brightly colored birds, quetzals don't rely on bold patterns. Rather, their iridescence allows them to shift between vivid visibility and near invisibility as they move through dappled light and shadow. This natural camouflage, combined with their quiet, almost ghostly movements, makes spotting one in the wild feel like discovering something truly rare and fleeting. More than just a visual marvel, the resplendent quetzal carries deep cultural significance. Revered by ancient Mayan and Aztec civilizations, it was considered a symbol of freedom and divinity, its feathers used in royal garments, yet never plucked from a living bird. Today, it remains a cherished emblem in Guatemala, where it is not only the national bird, but also lends its name to the country's currency. Despite its symbolic status, the quetzal remains elusive in the wild, threatened by habitat loss. Seeing one in its natural home, perched quietly in the mist, its tail feathers swaying gently with the breeze, is not just an encounter with a beautiful bird, but with a creature that seems to carry the very spirit of the ancient forests it calls home. Violet-backed starling. The violet-backed starling, Cineretinclus leucogaster, is a bird that seems to carry a piece of the twilight sky on its feathers. Native to sub-Saharan Africa, it thrives in open woodlands, savannas, and forest edges, often seen flitting between the treetops in small, energetic groups. Though relatively small, measuring about 6 to 7 inches, 15 to 18 centimeters in length, this starling commands attention, particularly the male, whose back shimmers with a deep metallic violet, shifting in shade depending on the angle of light. This rich purple contrasts sharply with his pure white underbelly, creating a look that is both striking and refined. Females, in contrast, wear a much more subtle attire, with earthy brown plumage streaked with white, allowing them to blend into the dappled light of their surroundings. While they lack the dazzling colors of the males, their patterned feathers carry their own understated beauty, offering protection as they nest and care for their young. Both sexes share dark, intelligent eyes that seem always alert, scanning their environment for insects, berries, and small fruits, which make up the bulk of their diet. Their movements are quick and purposeful, each flick of the wing or turn of the head revealing a flash of iridescence or a subtle shift in posture. Beyond their beauty, violet-backed starlings are vocal, social birds, filling the air with soft, melodic whistles and chatters as they move through the trees. They are migratory, appearing in certain regions only during breeding seasons before vanishing again, leaving behind only the memory of their jewel-toned presence. Seeing one in the wild is a fleeting moment of brilliance, like catching the last glow of sunset before it fades into night. Green honeycreeper bird. The green honeycreeper, Chlorophanes spitza, is a flash of jade in the dense forests of Central and South America, where it moves with quick, darting energy among the treetops. Males are particularly eye-catching, their brilliant turquoise-green plumage standing out against the deep greens of the canopy. Their most striking feature, however, is the contrasting black head, which gives them a sharp, almost masked appearance. Completing the look is a bright yellow, slightly curved beak, an essential tool for feeding on nectar, fruit, and insects. Females, though less vivid, carry a beauty of their own, cloaked in softer, mossy green tones that blend seamlessly with the leaves, allowing them to move unnoticed through the foliage. Measuring around 5 inches, 13 centimeters in length, the green honeycreeper is small but active, never staying in one place for long. Its slender body and delicate feet make it well adapted for perching on thin branches, often seen hanging upside down as it probes flowers for nectar. Though part of the tanager family, it behaves much like a hummingbird, zipping through the air with rapid wing beats, pausing only for brief moments before vanishing into the greenery once more. This bird is not just a feast for the eyes, but also for the ears. Its calls are high-pitched and quick, a series of sweet musical notes adding a soft, lively soundtrack to the forest. Whether glimpsed in the wild or near fruit feeders, the green honeycreeper brings a sense of movement and energy, a reminder of how even the smallest creatures can add bursts of color and life to their surroundings. Watching one in action feels like observing a living brushstroke of green, a fleeting but unforgettable presence in the heart of the tropics. Superb starling bird. The superb starling, Lamprotornis superbus, is a bird that lives up to its name, a striking blend of iridescent blues, fiery oranges, and crisp whites. Native to the savannas and dry woodlands of East Africa, it is a common yet unmissable sight, often seen in small flocks, foraging on the ground, or flashing through the air in quick, precise movements. Its metallic blue-green head, back, and wings shimmer in the sunlight, constantly shifting in hue as the bird moves. The contrast between its deep orange chest and belly and the bright white band across its lower belly makes it instantly recognizable. Its small, sharp beak and dark, alert eyes give it a watchful, intelligent presence. Measuring around 7 to 8 inches, 18 to 20 centimeters in length, the superb starling is compact but sturdy, built for an active life on the move. Unlike many of its starling relatives, it spends much of its time on the ground, hopping energetically as it searches for insects, seeds, and fruits. Its flight is swift and direct, with bursts of speed that make it seem to vanish as quickly as it appears. Though highly social, these birds are not just casual flock members. They engage in cooperative breeding, where extended family groups help raise the young, a rare trait among birds of their kind. But perhaps what makes the superb starling most memorable is its constant chatter, a mix of musical whistles, rapid clicks, and soft buzzing notes that add to the lively atmosphere of the African landscape. It is rarely silent, always communicating, always engaged in the dynamic rhythm of its surroundings. To see one in the wild is not just to witness a flash of color, but to experience a bird that is fully present, bold, expressive, and undeniably alive. Tway bird. The twee bird, Prostemadera novaezelandiae, is a creature of contrast, both in appearance and in character. Native to New Zealand, this medium-sized songbird, measuring around 12 inches, 30 centimeters in length, moves through forests, coastal scrublands, and even city parks with a bold, confident presence. At first glance, its plumage appears simply black, but in the right light, the feathers reveal a striking iridescence of deep blues, greens, and bronzes, shimmering like oil on water. Adding to its distinct look are the two curled white tufts at its throat, a signature feature that stands out against its dark body and gives it a regal, almost formal appearance. Beyond its beauty, the twee is best known for its extraordinary voice. It doesn't just sing, it weaves together an unpredictable mix of melodic whistles, gurgling notes, clicks, and even mechanical-sounding rasps, sometimes mimicking other birds and environmental sounds. This intricate song fills the native bush, making the twee a central part of New Zealand's natural soundscape. While feeding, it flits between nectar-rich flowers, especially favoring native flax and kowhai. Its long, curved beak and specialized tongue perfectly adapted for extracting sweet nectar. Though often seen alone or in pairs, tuis are bold, territorial birds, unafraid to chase away rivals or even much larger species that encroach on their space. Their flight is fast and direct, with audible wing beats that create a distinctive whooshing sound, adding to their dramatic presence. Observing a tui in the wild is more than just watching a bird. It's experiencing a dynamic, vocal personality wrapped in iridescent feathers, a symbol of New Zealand's untamed, thriving wilderness. Sri Lanka, blue magpie. The Sri Lanka blue magpie, Uracissa ornata, is a vivid burst of color in the dense rainforests of Sri Lanka, where it moves like a flickering flame through the canopy. Its rich cobalt blue plumage contrasts sharply with its deep chestnut-red head, neck, and underparts, creating a striking combination that seems almost too bold for the shaded green world it inhabits. The long, flowing tail, tipped with white, adds to its elegant, almost theatrical appearance, while its bright red beak and legs give it an unmistakable presence. In the dappled sunlight of the forest, its colors shift and gleam, making it impossible to ignore. Measuring around 16 to 18 inches, 40 to 45 centimeters, in length, including its impressive tail, the Sri Lanka blue magpie is a medium to large bird, built for agility in its dense mountainous habitat. Unlike its urban-dwelling relatives, this magpie is a bird of the deep forest, where it moves in small, noisy groups, hopping through the branches in search of insects, small reptiles, and fruit. Its movements are quick and restless, its eyes constantly scanning, its calls, a mix of harsh, chattering, whistles, and sharp cries, echoing through the trees, making its presence known long before it is seen. Though stunning in appearance, the Sri Lanka blue magpie is elusive, found only in the undisturbed rainforests of the island's highlands. Habitat loss has made sightings rarer, and spotting one in the wild is a fleeting but unforgettable experience. Watching it glide between branches, tail streaming behind like a ribbon, feels like witnessing a secret part of the forest come to life, an encounter that lingers long after the bird has vanished into the green shadows. Purple glossy starling bird. The purple glossy starling, Lamprotornis purpureus, is a bird that seems to carry the colors of twilight on its feathers. Native to the savannas and woodlands of West and Central Africa, it is a striking presence, moving between trees with a confident, almost regal air. Its metallic plumage shimmers in shades of deep purple, indigo, and violet, catching the sunlight at different angles to create a dazzling, liquid-like effect. The intensity of its color is further emphasized by its bright yellow eyes, which stand out sharply against the dark feathers, giving it an intense, almost hypnotic gaze. Measuring around 9 to 10 inches, 23 to 26 centimeters in length, the purple glossy starling is sturdy yet sleek, built for both quick flight and agile movement on the ground. It is highly social, often seen in small flocks, hopping between branches or foraging in open spaces for insects, seeds, and fruits. Its calls are a mix of chattering notes and sharp whistles, sometimes melodic, sometimes harsh, but always part of the lively rhythm of the African landscape. Despite its beauty, it is not just a bird to admire from a distance. It is bold and interactive, often perching in visible spots as if fully aware of its striking appearance. There is something almost theatrical about the purple glossy starling. Whether flying in the open sky or perched in the glow of the setting sun, its feathers seem to shift between shadow and light, making it a dynamic presence in its environment. It is not just a bird of color but of energy and movement, a flash of purple that vanishes as quickly as it appears, leaving only a glimpse of its brilliance behind. Swallow, tanager bird. The swallow tanager, Tersina viridis, is a bird that brings a flash of tropical vibrance to the forests and open woodlands of South America, from Panama to Brazil and Bolivia. With its slender build and graceful flight, it often moves like a blur of color through the canopy, rarely staying in one place for long. At 6.3 to 7 inches, 16 to 18 centimeters in length, it is small yet striking, built for quick darting movements as it feeds on fruit and insects mid-flight. Males are unmistakable, their bodies covered in brilliant turquoise blue, a shade that shifts between sky and sea depending on the light. A sharp black mask frames the face, giving them an intense, focused expression. Their wings and tail are edged in darker hues, adding contrast to their vivid plumage. Females, though less dramatic, carry their own subtle beauty, draped in soft green tones with faint streaking on the underparts, blending seamlessly with the leaves where they build their nests. Their thin, slightly curved beak is perfectly designed for snatching insects and plucking fruit, making them agile foragers that move with precision. Despite their bright coloration, swallow tanagers are often elusive, preferring to stay high in the treetops, where their gentle whistling calls mix with the sounds of the forest. They nest in burrows rather than trees, digging small tunnels into riverbanks or soft earth, an unusual trait among tanagers. Watching one in flight is like seeing a piece of the sky detach and move, its turquoise wings cutting through the sunlight, disappearing into the green world above. Paradise, tanager bird. The paradise tanager, Tangara chilensis, is a bird that looks as if it was pieced together from different fragments of the rainforest's most vivid colors. Found in the Amazon basin, stretching across countries like Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia. This small but striking bird moves through the dense canopy, adding flashes of brilliance to the green expanse. Its most captivating feature is its sky blue head, which contrasts sharply with its black body, giving it an almost surreal, painted appearance. The lower back and rump are a bold splash of either bright yellow, red, or green, depending on the individual, making no two birds exactly alike. The subtle yet electric hints of these colors make the paradise tanager feel like a living mosaic. Measuring 5.5 to 6 inches, 14 to 15 centimeters, in length, it is slender and agile, built for quick flights between fruiting trees, where it feeds on berries, insects, and nectar. Though often spotted in mixed species flocks, the paradise tanager moves with a quiet elegance, weaving through the foliage with delicate precision. Its beak, though small, is perfectly designed for picking fruit, and its dark, observant eyes scan the forest constantly, always alert to movement. Unlike some of its tanager relatives, this bird is not overly aggressive, often seen in peaceful interactions with others as they feed together in the treetops. But its beauty isn't just visual. This tanager is also a gentle songster, filling the jungle air with a series of soft, sweet whistles and chirps. Its voice, though not loud, blends into the natural rhythm of the rainforest, a delicate soundtrack to the world it inhabits. Seeing a paradise tanager in the wild is a fleeting moment of wonder, a splash of impossible colors against a sea of green, a reminder that nature rarely holds back when it comes to artistry. Vermilion Flycatcher. The vermilion flycatcher, Pyrocephalus rubinus, is a small bird that carries the essence of a fiery sunset on its feathers. Native to the Americas, it can be found from the southwestern United States through Central America and into South America, often perched on open branches in arid scrublands, grasslands, and riverbanks. The male is a stunning sight, dressed in brilliant vermilion red, its body glowing against the muted tones of its environment. This intense red is sharply contrasted by a dark brown or black mask and wings, giving it a crisp, striking appearance. The female, in contrast, is more subdued, with soft grayish-brown tones and hints of pale red or orange on her belly. Perfect for blending into the landscape while nesting. At 5 to 6 inches, 13 to 15 centimeters in length, the Vermilion Flycatcher is small but full of energy, rarely sitting still for long. True to its name, it is an expert aerial hunter, launching from low perches with swift precision to snatch insects mid-flight. Its movements are quick and effortless, a flash of red darting through the air before returning to its lookout, ever watchful. Despite its bold coloration, it often goes unnoticed until it flits into view, the burst of vermilion cutting through the earthy backdrop like a sudden spark. Red-legged honeycreeper bird. The red-legged honeycreeper, Cyanerpes cyaneus, is a small, energetic bird that moves like a flicker of color through the treetops of Central and South America, from southern Mexico to the Amazon basin. It thrives in tropical forests, plantations, and even urban gardens, always in search of nectar, fruit, and insects. Despite its delicate size, measuring just 4.7 to 5 inches, 12 to 13 centimeters, in length, it is a bird of striking contrast and vivid intensity. During the breeding season, the male is an electric display of deep, iridescent blue, its body shimmering with hints of violet in the shifting light. This rich blue is sharply offset by a black mask and wings, while its most unexpected detail, bright red legs, stands out like tiny embers against the cool tones of its plumage. The female, though less dramatic, carries a different kind of beauty, dressed in soft green with streaks of pale blue, blending effortlessly into the foliage. Their slender, slightly curved beaks are perfect for sipping nectar, and their quick, darting movements make them a constant presence in flowering trees. Always on the move, the red-legged honeycreeper is both a restless forager and a social bird, often seen in small, chatty flocks, sometimes joining mixed species groups as they explore the canopy. Its call is a series of sharp, high-pitched notes, a lively sound that blends into the hum of the rainforest. Catching sight of one feels like a fleeting moment of brilliance, a splash of blue, a flash of red legs, and then it's gone, disappearing into the dense green world it calls home. Blue-eared kingfisher bird. The blue-eared kingfisher, Alcedo menenting, is a jewel of the waterways, a bird that moves with silent precision along forested streams and slow-moving rivers across South and Southeast Asia. Unlike its more widely recognized relatives, this species prefers the shadows, thriving in dense, shaded areas where the water runs clear and undisturbed. Small, yet unmistakable, it measures around 5.5 to 6 inches, 14 to 15 centimeters, in length, built for swift, agile movement just above the water's surface. Its deep sapphire blue crown and back shimmer in the dappled sunlight, flashing hints of violet as it shifts its posture. The blue ears that give it its name are actually streaks of brilliant cobalt running behind each eye, contrasting with its rusty orange underparts. The combination of colors is both bold and balanced, earth meeting sky in a perfect blend. Its long, dagger-like black beak is an unmistakable tool, designed for spearing small fish and aquatic insects with pinpoint accuracy. Watching one hunt is a moment of quiet tension. It perches low, eyes locked onto the water before suddenly plunging down in a blur of blue and orange, emerging victorious more often than not. Despite its striking colors, the blue-eared kingfisher is an elusive presence, often heard before it is seen. Its call, a sharp, high-pitched whistle, cuts through the dense greenery as it zips between perches. Unlike larger kingfishers that dominate open waterways, this species prefers the seclusion of dense tropical undergrowth, where it can hunt in peace. To catch sight of one is to witness a moment of pure stillness, and then sudden, electric movement, an experience as fleeting and mesmerizing as the bird itself. Black and red broadbill bird. The black and red broadbill, Cymberhinchus macrohinchos, is a bird of bold contrasts, a striking presence along the slow-moving rivers and wetlands of Southeast Asia, from Thailand and Malaysia to Borneo and Sumatra. This medium-sized bird, measuring about 9 inches, 23 centimeters in length, moves deliberately through the dense lowland forests, where it perches near the water's edge, surveying its surroundings with an air of quiet confidence. Its appearance is nothing short of dramatic. The deep crimson red of its belly and chest stands out sharply against the velvety black back and wings, creating a stark contrast that makes it instantly recognizable. A bold white wing stripe cuts through the darkness, adding another layer of distinction. But perhaps its most unusual feature is its thick, slightly curved bill, which glows in shades of bright turquoise and yellow. An almost surreal splash of color against the rest of its plumage. In the dappled jungle light, this bird seems to shift between shadow and brilliance, a creature both vibrant and mysterious. Great spotted woodpecker. The great spotted woodpecker, Dendrocopos major, is a bird of rhythm and contrast, its presence marked as much by the sound of its sharp drumming on tree trunks as by its bold plumage. Found across Europe and Asia, from the dense forests of Scandinavia to the temperate woodlands of Japan, this species has adapted to a wide range of habitats, including parks and gardens. Measuring 9 to 10 inches, 23 to 26 centimeters in length, it is a medium-sized woodpecker built for precision and strength, with a compact body, stiff tail feathers for support, and a chisel-like beak designed for relentless pecking. Its black and white plumage is strikingly crisp, a pattern that blends into the dappled shadows of the forest yet stands out when caught in full light. A bold black cap and wings, streaked with white patches, give it a sharp, clean appearance. The underparts are a soft, pale buff, while a bright red patch on the lower belly and vent adds a surprising pop of color. Males carry an additional small red marking on the nape, a subtle but important distinction from the otherwise similar females. When it moves, whether spiraling up a tree trunk or launching into swift, undulating flight, the contrast of its colors makes it easy to track against the muted browns and greens of the woodland. Purple roller bird. The purple roller, Carassius naevius, is the most subdued yet rugged member of the roller family, trading the bright blues of its relatives for a more earthy elegance. Found across sub-Saharan Africa, from dry savannas to semi-arid woodlands, this bird is a master of blending into its surroundings while still holding a quiet, striking beauty. Measuring 14 to 15 inches, 35 to 39 centimeters in length, it is the largest of the rollers, with a sturdy build and a powerful beak, suited for its opportunistic hunting style. Unlike the brilliant turquoise of other rollers, the purple roller's plumage is a mix of warm browns, deep purples, and soft streaked patterns that give it a textured, almost sculpted appearance. Its back and wings carry shades of dusty mauve and chestnut, while its breast and belly are marked with fine white streaks on a muted lilac base. In the right light, hints of metallic purples and bronzes shimmer across its feathers, but the effect is subtle, more like the glow of dusk than the flash of midday sun. Its dark eyes and thick, slightly curved beak give it a watchful, almost serious expression, a reminder that this is a bird built for endurance rather than ornamentation. Red-bellied woodpecker. The red-bellied woodpecker, Melanerpes carolinus, is a bird of bold contrasts, often heard before it is seen. Its rolling churr calls echoing through the woodlands of eastern and southeastern North America. Despite its name, its red belly is subtle, often hidden against tree trunks, while its more noticeable feature is the bright red cap and nape that blaze against its black and white patterned body. Males wear a full red crown from forehead to neck, while females have a slightly more reserved splash of red, keeping the top of their head pale. Their wings and back are streaked with a striking black and white zebra pattern, giving them a sharp, textured appearance. Measuring around 9 to 10.5 inches, 23 to 27 centimeters, in length, the red-bellied woodpecker is medium-sized but full of presence, clinging effortlessly to tree trunks with strong clawed feet, and using its stiff tail feathers for balance. Its long, chisel-shaped beak is a precision tool, used to drill into bark in search of insects or to hammer out nesting cavities. Unlike some woodpeckers that stick to one diet, this species is highly adaptable, feeding on insects, nuts, seeds, fruit, and even small lizards, making it a common sight at backyard feeders where it eagerly grabs sunflower seeds and sweat. Watching a red-bellied woodpecker in action is like seeing a mix of patience and quick reflexes at work. Mangrove kingfisher bird. The mangrove kingfisher, Halcyon senegaloides, is a bird of quiet waters and tangled roots, perfectly adapted to the shadowy world of mangrove forests and coastal estuaries along the eastern coast of Africa, from South Africa to Kenya and Mozambique. Unlike its river-dwelling relatives, this kingfisher thrives in brackish waters, perching patiently on overhanging branches, waiting for the right moment to strike. At 9 to 9.8 inches, 23 to 25 centimeters, in length, it is a medium-sized kingfisher built for precision, its sharp beak a weapon honed for hunting small fish, crabs, and insects in the shallows. Its plumage is a study in contrasts, cool, icy blues, and warm, earthy tones. The crown, back, and wings are a soft, powdery blue, blending seamlessly with the watery light filtering through the mangrove canopy. In sharp contrast, its underparts are pale white or creamy gray, a subtle shade that helps it stay hidden from prey below. Its bill is strikingly red, long and dagger-like, a vivid splash of color against its more subdued body. The overall effect is understated yet beautiful, a bird that carries the colors of both sky and water. Crimson-collared tanager bird. The crimson-collared tanager, Ramphoculus sanguinolentus, is a bird of striking contrast, moving like a bold brushstroke through the tropical forests of Mexico and Central America, from the Gulf lowlands to Honduras. Preferring humid woodlands, forest edges, and coffee plantations, this tanager is often spotted flitting among the dense foliage, its vivid colors standing out against the deep greens of its surroundings. Measuring around 7 to 7.5 inches, 18 to 19 centimeters, in length, it is a medium-sized songbird with a sleek build and an unmistakable presence. Its plumage is a dramatic mix of deep crimson and jet black. The head, throat, wings, and tail are velvety black, creating a bold contrast against the rich, blood-red collar and body that give the bird its name. This intense color pattern makes it look almost regal, as if wrapped in a cloak of shadow and fire. Its thick, pale, bluish-gray bill stands out against its dark face, giving it a distinctive, expressive look. When the light catches its feathers just right, the deep red glows against the shadows, making the bird seem even more striking as it moves through the canopy. Though visually bold, the crimson-colored tanager is often a quiet, deliberate bird, more often heard than seen. Its call is a series of soft, whistling notes, blending into the forest's natural hum. Amazonian motmot. The Amazonian motmot, Motmotus mommota, is a bird that seems to belong to the shadows and light of the deep rainforest, where its presence is felt more than it is seen. Found in the lowland forests of the Amazon basin, spanning Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, and Bolivia. It moves quietly through the dense understory, a patient observer of its world. Measuring around 16 to 18 inches, 40 to 46 centimeters in length, including its long signature tail. This motmot carries itself with an air of calm confidence, rarely in a rush, always watching. Its plumage is a blend of deep forest greens, rich blues, and warm ochres, a palette that allows it to merge seamlessly with the dappled jungle light. The head is adorned with a bold turquoise blue crown, bordered by a black mask that adds an air of mystery. Its back and wings are cloaked in leafy green, while its underparts fade into an earthy orange. But its most captivating feature is its long, racket-shaped tail, with two central feathers extending far beyond the others, the ends shaped like delicate paddles. These feathers seem to sway with intention, giving the bird an almost hypnotic presence when perched. Unlike frantic, flitting songbirds, the Amazonian motmot moves deliberately, often perching for long periods before swooping down in a graceful arc to catch insects, small reptiles, or fruit. Siamese fireback bird. The Siamese fireback, Lophiura diardi, is a bird that seems to carry the colors of embers and steel, moving with quiet authority through the dense forests of Southeast Asia, particularly in Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Preferring the cover of lowland and evergreen forests, this striking pheasant is often glimpsed in the dim morning light, its form emerging like a flicker of fire against the green. Males are particularly mesmerizing, with their bold combination of iridescent blue-gray plumage, deep crimson legs, and a fiery red facial patch, which gives the bird its evocative name. At 31 to 33 inches, 80 to 85 centimeters in length, including its long, elegantly curved tail, the male Siamese fireback is both regal and imposing. Its metallic blue feathers seem to change shades with movement, shifting between steel gray and inky black. A splash of rich golden yellow graces the lower back, a sharp contrast to the darker body. In contrast, the female, though less flamboyant, carries her own understated beauty. Her earthy brown plumage, delicately patterned with fine markings, provides her with the perfect camouflage for nesting and foraging on the forest floor. Unlike some shy game birds, the Siamese fireback moves with confidence, striding through the undergrowth in small groups, feeding on fruits, seeds, and insects. Their deep, resonant calls echo through the forest, a signal of their presence long before they are seen. Hooded pitta bird. The hooded pitta, Pitta sordida, is a bird of the forest floor, a flash of unexpected color in the dim understory of Southeast Asia, from India and the Philippines to Indonesia and New Guinea. Preferring dense, humid woodlands, it moves quietly among fallen leaves and tangled roots, often unnoticed until it flits into view. At 7 to 8 inches, 18 to 20 centimeters in length, it is compact but striking, its colors standing out against the earthy tones of its surroundings. Its plumage is a blend of deep emerald green covering most of its body, with a velvety black hood wrapping around its head, giving it a sharp, masked appearance. A streak of bright turquoise runs along the wings, flashing in the light when the bird moves. But the most unexpected splash of color is its crimson-red undertail coverts, a hidden ember that is only visible when it lifts its tail or takes flight. The contrast of these colors, cool greens, inky blacks, fiery reds, makes the hooded pitta look almost unreal, as if nature had painted it in bold strokes for an unseen audience. Despite its bright appearance, the hooded pitta is a bird of quiet habits, often solitary or moving in pairs as it forages for insects, worms, and small invertebrates in the soft forest soil. Fairy wren bird. The fairy wren is a bird of energy and brilliance, a tiny flash of color darting through the open woodlands and scrublands of Australia. Among the various species, the superb fairy wren, Melurus cyaneus, stands out as one of the most striking, especially during the breeding season when the males transform into dazzling electric blue and deep black plumage. These colors seem almost too vivid for their small size. At only 5 to 5.5 inches, 13 to 14 centimeters, in length. They are among the smallest birds in their range, yet their presence is impossible to ignore. Outside of breeding season, males molt into a more muted brown plumage, resembling the females, who wear soft, warm brown feathers year-round, blending seamlessly into the dry grasses and undergrowth. But even without their brilliant blue, fairy wrens remain unmistakable thanks to their long, upright tails, which flick and twitch constantly as they hop through the grass in search of insects. They are social birds, often moving in small, lively groups, chattering with high-pitched tinkling calls as they flit between low shrubs and branches. Fairy wrens are birds of motion, quick, agile, and endlessly curious. They rarely stay still, darting from bush to bush, their tiny bodies bursting with energy. Males, even in their bold colors, are fearless, known for their cheeky behavior, sometimes offering petals to females as part of their courtship display. Watching a group of fairy wrens is like watching tiny streaks of light weave through the landscape. Playful, unpredictable, and full of life. A reminder that even the smallest creatures can carry the most joy. Fairy pitta bird. The fairy pitta, Pitta nympha, is a bird of fleeting brilliance, a rare jewel hidden within the dense forests of East Asia, from China and Taiwan to Japan and Korea, with winter migrations taking it to Southeast Asia. Preferring the cool shade of woodlands, this elusive species is more often heard than seen, its soft rhythmic call echoing through the undergrowth. Measuring 6.5 to 7 inches, 16 to 18 centimeters, in length, it is compact but unmistakable, carrying an array of colors that make it one of the most striking pittas. Its plumage is a layered palette of deep greens, blues, reds, and warm earth tones, a mix that somehow blends perfectly into the dappled light of the forest floor. The head is adorned with a bold black eye stripe, contrasting sharply against a creamy buff face and throat. The back and wings shimmer in shades of emerald green and turquoise, while the underparts are a soft, warm buff, leading to its most striking feature: a vivid crimson patch on the lower belly. The short tail, often hidden beneath the bird's compact frame, carries hints of blue, a final touch of color in an already intricate design. Despite its beauty, the fairy pitta is a bird of secrecy, moving low among the leaf litter, searching for insects, worms, and small invertebrates. Unlike restless songbirds, it moves deliberately, with short calculated hops, scanning the ground for movement before striking with precision. Indian roller bird. The Indian roller, Coracius bengalensis, is a bird that turns the sky into a spectacle, its wings flashing electric blues as it soars over open fields and woodlands. Found across India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and parts of the Middle East, this bird is a common sight perched on power lines, tree branches, or even fence posts, scanning the ground for insects and small prey. Measuring 12 to 13 inches, 30 to 34 centimeters in length, it is medium-sized, yet impossible to miss when in motion. At rest, the Indian roller's plumage is already striking. Its head, neck, and chest glow with soft shades of turquoise and purple, while its back and wings are earthy brown, giving it an elegant but understated look. But the real show begins when it takes flight. As it spreads its wings, the hidden electric blue and deep indigo feathers explode into view, creating a dazzling contrast against the open sky. These colors shift with the light, giving the bird an almost iridescent quality as it twists and turns mid-air. Its broad, rounded wings make it an agile flyer, capable of sudden dives and graceful loops, an ability that has earned it its name, as rollers are known for their acrobatic courtship displays. Despite its dramatic appearance, the Indian roller is a bird of patience. It spends much of its time perched, waiting for the perfect moment to drop down and snatch beetles, grasshoppers, and small lizards from the ground. Its call, a rough, rolling chack-chack sound, adds to its presence, blending into the dry, open landscapes it inhabits. Watching an Indian roller take flight feels like witnessing a piece of the sky come alive, a streak of impossible blue cutting through the heat of the afternoon air. A reminder of how even the most familiar landscapes hold moments of unexpected beauty. Which of these colorful birds was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing wildlife content. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.